How's everybody doing? Good. Well, we've had, 2 practices where I think the players have, really worked hard to try to improve. That's certainly the focus this week, and I think what we're really trying to get the players to do is to be able to practice with intensity on a consistent basis, play more relaxed and play with more confidence in what they're doing through the repetitions that we get. But the other part of it is a little warmer day to day, a little more humid out there, is having the mental toughness to be able to sustain what we do, which mental toughness to me is being able to deliver your best regardless of the circumstance that you're in, whether it's heat, whether it's cold, whether it's road, whether it's home, whether you're ahead, whether you're behind. And that's something that our young players especially need to learn how to do. And not start to play sloppy, not pay attention to detail, not do things the way that we want to do them. This week we always take on, more situations, game situations, like today we did get the ball back 2 minute. We have more team. We do more work on opponents' problems and issues that are things that we typically don't see. So it's a lot for the players, but we really want to give them a lot so that they leave spring practice with as much possible knowledge and experience as we possibly can get. Bo Scarborough had knee surgery. We're hopeful that we'll be able to get him back for the season. He was doing really, really well this spring practice, and happened in 2 minutes late in the scrimmage, and very unfortunate. Ashawn Robinson just got a sprained ankle and a sprained knee. Not really anything that won't keep him out. He'll be day to day, but we'll be a little conservative when we let him come back. The only personnel thing, we move guys around in the spring, and I know you guys go out there and take attendance every day. Like first grade teachers, make sure everybody's in the right seat and all that. We're going to spend a few days with Eddie playing safety. We'll spend a few days, with Deontay Thompson, playing receiver, just to take a look and see. And, maybe when those 3 days are up, we might do some other experiment with some other players, but, nothing that we're really considering at this moment.
On the running backs, I know Ronnie Clark had a serious injury last year. How's he progressed from that? And also, how's that group looking considering he's getting a lot?
Well, Ronnie Clark's doing just fine. He doesn't have a black shirt on anymore, which means he's ready for full go. And I think he's developed enough confidence, and we're hopeful that he'll develop with the Serious Flowers. Obviously, Derrick Henry and Kenyon Brake have done a really, really good job all spring long. Those 2 guys have been fantastic in terms of, the way they've competed, how fast they play, the confidence that they play with, and certainly both have the ability to make plays. So we needed to establish some depth. Bo was the guy that was giving us that. There's going to be some opportunity for, young guys that come in here to be able to play early on, and that's happened in the past with, Mark and, Trent, a lot of guys. So maybe some of the guys that we recruited this year will get some opportunity early on as well.
Coach, 2 questions. One, what do you want to see improvement from the first scrimmage to this second one? And obviously Avery was out there today. Just talk about him being out at practice, Avery Johnson.
First of all, Avery Johnson's a part of our family here now, and we want to do everything we can to help him be successful. We have a tremendous amount of respect for what he's been able to accomplish and what he's been able to do. We've always been a real team player here in terms of the relationships that we try to have with the other sports, because, we want to be good in everything here. And we want to help Avery every way that we can. I thought it was, the players have a lot of respect for someone who's played in the NBA and coached in the NBA. And, I told them that, he's going to be on my noontime basketball league, but I'm going to play the point, and he's going to have to play 2 guard. All right, and he's not going to control that because I'm the commissioner of the league. So, but other than that, I think we're all set, with Avery. And what was the other question? Oh, well, I think in every aspect of what we're doing, we just need to play with better fundamentals, better execution on a more consistent basis, better focus, better ability for 11 guys to go out there and know what they're doing and do it fast. And that's really what we want to see at every position. There's not a position on the field that we're satisfied with in terms of where we are. There's not a position on the field that we're disappointed with. But we know that everybody has an opportunity to improve, and that's certainly something that we'd like to see. That's why we're practicing, and we hope we see the things that we emphasize in practice come to fruition in how the players compete when the scrimmage comes on Saturday.
Coach, I was just following up on the scrimmage and the quarterbacks. Anybody, once you went back, looked at it, reviewed it, anybody?
No, I think all the guys did some things that were encouraging. We're encouraged by the young players and how much they've improved during this spring, and in some cases from last year to this year. David, Cornwell has done very well this spring. Blake, being a freshman, has done very well this spring, but Jake has done well at times, and Alex Morris has done well at times. Cooper Bateman, who's playing receiver some just because he's a good athlete, still getting some opportunity at quarterback. But I think from a consistency standpoint, we're far from making a determination as to who would be first, second, or third.
Hey, Coach, two things. After having a chance to watch the film from the other day, I know you praised some guys after the scrimmage. But did anybody stand out watching film? Anybody that you were particularly pleased with the scrimmage?
We've practiced twice since the scrimmage, so I'm kind of one day at a time, kind of be where your feet are. You're new here, you haven't heard all those speeches, so this is Wednesday, that was Saturday. That's like ancient history, to me now. I'm sort of, be where your feet are means, we're right here today, so this is what we're focused on, what we got to do today, what we did today, what we're emphasizing today. We're going to watch that film, and then we're going to decide what we need to do tomorrow, try to get them better, and then we're going to go out there on Friday and work on some stuff. But
and it was actually Friday. It was another day.
We had some guys on defense. Reggie Ragland had some really good production. I think the front seven on defense had some pretty good production. Played pretty well for the most part. I think that we got a long way to go in the secondary. I talked about the four guys in the offensive line. I thought they showed progress and improvement and played well in the scrimmage. I think all the quarterbacks at some point in time in the scrimmage showed their inexperience, but I also think that each one of them showed at some point in time in the scrimmage that they have ability and capability to do things well. Areas that we need to improve in the passing game is mostly attention to detail at the receiver position, as well as the quarterbacks and the receivers getting in sync. Derrick Henry had a really good day. Kenyon Drake had a really good day. But other than that, I can't even remember. We had an Easter egg hunt on Sunday, and I can't remember where I hid all the eggs either.
And then the second
But
question,
the problem at my house is I had 7 little kids, and a little Ami. So I got to hide the eggs so Ami finds the most eggs. It's challenging.
Well, back to the second question, just in terms of the outside linebackers, how are the outside linebackers doing?
Well, the two that start, last year aren't out there playing. So this has been a tremendous opportunity for the young players, Tim Williams, Rashawn Evans. Dylan Lee has always been considered a starter, at that position for us in regular. We just don't play regular that much. So this is really invaluable, that they're able to take as many reps as they can, sometimes even with the starters. And they've both made a lot of progress. Both those guys can help us from an ability standpoint, but they have to learn how to be consistent, do their job on a consistent basis, have a better understanding of the system and scheme so they can play fast and with confidence. But I think that's been, those two guys have really benefited tremendously. Christian Miller who's a freshman that got redshirted last year, has got a lot of reps because of this, and he's showing some promise too. So it's a good thing.
On the other linebackers, I want to ask about Reuben Foster and his progress from a year ago. Where does he stand right now?
Well, Reuben's doing a really good job. He's had a really, really good spring. You know, he hasn't had the problem with injuries. His consistency has been really, really good. You know, he had a good scrimmage on Saturday. He's practiced pretty well every day. I think, you know, sometimes, you know, the mental toughness thing of, you know, when you get a little bit tired and when it gets hot, can you stay focused and sustain? You know, he would be one of the young players that I would put in the category of guys that need to learn how to do that better. But he's made tremendous progress, and you know, we really feel good about where we are with actually, you know, 3 guys inside. Sean Dion has done a good job this spring, and you know, Holcomb has done a really good job this spring. So, you know, I probably feel better about those guys than even a year ago. Even though we had 2 guys that had more experience, we didn't have much depth, and those guys have all done a pretty good job this spring.
How do you evaluate Cam Robinson and his progression in his short time here, and how important do you think he'll be to the offense this season?
Well, you know, Cam, I think, has to show a lot of maturity and not being satisfied with where he is and challenge himself every day. And you know, he gets an opportunity out there in one-on-one pass rush in a lot of situations to play against other good players, and you know, I think that provides a lot of opportunity for him to challenge himself and to improve. And I think the big thing is I think he's a lot more confident right now. He's got a lot more experience. You know, we're you know, really focusing on getting him to play with the kind of power that he's capable of playing with on a consistent basis. But he's done a really good job so far this spring. All right, thank you.